I got to bring in President Trump, just inaugurated yesterday. He's floated a whole bunch of ideas on crypto. He's proposed a crypto-friendly SEC chairman in Paul Akins. He's proposed a strategic Bitcoin reserve, sort of like the strategic petroleum reserve even. What do you expect to see from President Trump and from Congress this year on crypto?
Yeah, the strategic Bitcoin reserve has been a comment that Trump's made over the months. You know, as he was campaigning, he spoke at a Bitcoin conference a couple months ago and has said similar. So I think we would expect some type of legislation, you know, to move forward with the strategic Bitcoin reserve. From a petroleum perspective, you know, that was to, you know, actually give people protection from inflationary energy prices. We see a gold reserve, and so now we're potentially seeing a Bitcoin reserve.
Yeah, let's not debate the merits of a strategic Bitcoin reserve, because you can debate the merits of a strategic petroleum reserve even. I won't go there, but your thoughts, Mike, on what we might be able to see from President Trump and or from Congress?
So we live in the world of ETFs, right? And we've seen nothing but good regulations, right? We've had a rule that made it easier for people to launch, then we had rules that made it accessible to use the derivatives and do all the wonderful things that Calamos is doing, YieldMax and all of our clients are doing. Crypto has suffered from no regulation, right? And regulation has been done through enforcement. That's a mess. So anything that's different is better at this point. I don't know if we're going to have a Bitcoin reserve. I don't know what exactly regulations are going to come, but knowing the playing field, knowing the rules allows people to do things in those rules. And I think that's the key.
Yeah, I mean, there's proposals that President Trump might eliminate capital gains taxes on American-made cryptocurrencies. I mean, at the very least, we need an overhaul of the regulatory policies.
We need regulatory policy,
so,
right? So that
you'd think we could get a Bitcoin, you know, or at least a crypto overhaul passed. You'd think so.
You would think so. Like, the laws that govern our world were written in 1933 and 1940. They really haven't been updated much. The idea of a Bitcoin or a cryptocurrency didn't exist in that world, and trying to retrofit those laws into this doesn't make sense. We do need some sort of government efficient group that can come in and regulate this and make it make sense. Whether it's the SEC or something different, it needs to exist.
And this is a sort of separate policy debate, but the CFTC versus the SEC, this never made any sense. Everybody else in the world has one regulatory body, but because of our history, commodities being regulated by the agricultural committees, and finance and banking regulating a lot of the equities world, there's two separate commissions, essentially.
Yeah, we saw this play out with Bitcoin, you know, right in front of our faces. We had, you know, spot Bitcoin ETPs come out. The SEC said, okay, we want to regulate this. And CFTC said, well, hold on, we need to decide if this is a commodity, is it an asset? And that happened with the options too. You know, after the ETFs, you know, raised $100 billion, we started seeing options talk. And so now the SEC approved the options. CFTC had to come in and basically say the same thing. Okay, we either need to approve these or decide that we shouldn't have any regulatory authority over these. CFTC, surprisingly to me, you know, came in November and said, we're good with these. You saw those options come to market, and now that's why you see the plethora of ETF filings. You know, with options on Bitcoin, you can do spot Bitcoin ETP options, you can do SIBO index Bitcoin options, which is what we're using. Now that market is available, you know, you can take this any which way. You can do levered products, do income products, you can do risk management. So that's what we're building, you know, at Calamos, is that risk management space.